Hello and welcome to a scene for Vampire by Gaslight. Today, Cassandra and her mother are interacting and shall be learning a great many things. Probably both of them.
Okay. We shall start at the not at the hearth of the boss and operates probably at the door or probably at the door as the doors open up into the night as there is the clicking of cobblestones as one man with a unfortunate case of the Cyclops syndrome. Some shaggy hair, what seems to be not exactly a knight on the town, but more like a proper morning jacket. It seems to be extorting what looks to be a wayfish woman, I think is what we're going with.
Pretty much. I mean, she's cleaned up a lot since she was at the insane asylum, but still.
Fair enough. Uh, uh, Zinwin will direct on to his young ward, child, adoptive daughter, whatever you want to call it these days. I'm not that romantic, not romantic. I'm only romantic when I'm on this theater stage. Always remember that. Whenever you have the stage, go full hog.
So Cassandra will just be following her mother, seeing where he will lead her.
Like a duckling?
Kind of.
Okay. Um, let's go a few streets back as the stars are twinkling, and whatever light there is typically from one or two different gas overhang lights. Over here in some of the poorer districts, there are fewer well maintained. And if we went down to the main street, there would be a lot more, I would take it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
All right. Hmm. Now, Cassie, what do you feel? What do you see out here?
There are lots of stars.
Hmm.
They
Now,
almost look like there are whole cities in the sky with people holding candles.
someone looks up. Hmm.
Have you thought about what my new name will be?
Uh, wasn't really sure. In time, many different us go through several different names and several different faces. This one just happens to be my most comfortable one.
But if I'm to be christened, you need to give my name in front of the assembled gathering.
Right, of course. I'm being so foolish now. Oh, oh.
You also need to choose a godfather and godmother.
Floki, I think Floki will be your godmother. And did you, that nice Tremere boy will be your godfather.
And they shall promise before the gathering that they will raise me in the right ways.
I like how you think. I'm going to have to pay them to think that way. All right. Now, but do you know what the right ways are? What do you know about what it is inferred there?
No, I need to be taught them. You
Okay
take
then.
the baby and you take it to the church, and you take it and you show it to the gathering, and you say this is their name, and then you take the godparents and they promise that they will look over the baby as well as the parents and Both the parents and the godparents promise that they will do their best to raise the baby in the proper ways so that they learn the right way to behave. Until they are
I,
old enough.
I am familiar with the Catholic rites, or at least the idea behind them.
Until they are old enough to make that commitment for themselves.
It's a general baptism in Christendom. Although I don't think we'll be using a bowl of holy water. That might burn us.
She shrugs.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But take your sight, but sort of focus it more in the here and now. Oh, oh, what do you see on the street? It,
There is a couple down the road in the shadows of that building.
Zinville will strain his eyes. Is that real?
Yep.
Okay, thank God. Like, okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. And
There
what
is
do
a
you
woman
see?
crying in that alley.
There's a woman crying in that alley, you say?
That you can't see.
Someone looks at Cassie. Okay, fair enough. Okay, okay. Yeah, let's go back to this couple. Now, what do you see in the couple? What are their interactions to each other?
He has his hand up her skirt.
Okay, okay. So you see that passion, that rawness, that lust and want. You see that, right?
I think so.
Okay, okay.
Either that, or she is hiding something that he wants to get out. She might have. It would be a place to hide a purse.
Okay, fair enough. Now, what if I told you that you could inspire that in either in people you ran across, total strangers, because you could inspire that same feeling in them for yourself?
I would have to come up with a better hiding place for a purse.
Okay, okay. Now,
She's completely serious with that statement.
oh yes, yes, I'll probably be sure. Wait a second. You're still a child in all things, aren't you?
She just kind of looks at you with a how am I supposed to know? Look.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's go to the other side. That man wants something from the woman, right?
Yes.
Now, instead of money, what if it were, well, food? For us, we always want food. Food. We always want, at least something I've done, is I have always inspired that passion of the people to want me. And then they gave me their food.
You mean the wine?
Yes, the wine. The wine. I inspire within them the want for me, so that they come to me, okay, and they give me the wine.
Because it would make no sense if they gave you their food.
Exactly, exactly. Well, actually, I do like their food occasionally from time to time, but that's not you. That's something different. It will all ends up as chalky, dry, but a good distraction nonetheless. Now, what if I told you that you can inspire that same feeling to rival, nay, even surpass that feeling that those two have?
Do I?
You do.
Then why not simply tell me that rather than ask me if you told me that?
The Petunium method, or the Socrates method.
But we're not
Deals-
Greek.
Yeah, there we go. The Greek method. It deals with a lot of questions, and eventually the student is supposed to come to the answer, or at least explore different answers that were never considered before. Thus, both student and teacher are both the wiser.
So why would we need to interrupt them?
Because she looks tasty and he looks plump enough to eat.
Why not the last street?
The last street? You mean my place?
No, between there and here.
What is between there and here?
Well, we walked down several streets before we came to this one, where you told me to look, and we passed many people.
It's
So
because
why these people?
these people are hidden. These people are already hiding themselves. For what we do, we must also hide ourselves. Doing it out in the open is cause for alarm. It's what we do in the shadows.
So we look for the people who are hiding themselves and hide with them?
Exactly.
What about that one? And she'll point up towards one of the roofs where someone is making their way across the roofs. Does not look like a particularly does not look like he is supposed to be there.
You want to go after that one? Yeah, sure, we can go after that one. That one looks like fun. I like a challenge sometimes.
He wants to take things.
He's a thief?
He wants to take things.
Okay, fair enough. Do you know where he's going?
No, he
Wanna
doesn't.
follow? Come on, it'll be fun. It'll be an adventure. We'll have fun.
Okay.
Okay, do you know how to jump?
She just kind of jumps in place.
Okay. Now, instead of just jumping, I want you to... Okay. Watch how I do it. And what you're going to do is force your legs to become stronger than they're really supposed to be. You will push them beyond what they typically do. What they're The human limitations that you had for your physique are no longer there anymore. And the sooner you learn this, is the sooner you can jump. And someone's gonna go ahead and just use his potence to just jump up a few stories.
I think he's likely to have a lot more success than Cassandra.
Yep. As
So roll your dexterity athletics.
strength
And
athletics.
okay, strength athletics. Yeah, that does actually make more sense. Strength athletics and throw your potence in there.
I'll spend a point to just for auto successes.
Okay.
Not bad.
Cassandra, on the other hand. She does get 2 successes. So she does manage relatively well.
It's like arm in hand, pulls over to the shingles those with a nice pace, not audible, just sort of like a pigeon or something had landed and maybe he had made it a step too far. See?
It is strange.
It is very empowering. Now, shh, young one, for we track, and we will hunt, and we will take it down. As Cinnamon now will go ahead and follow this, or at least try to attempt to follow this dark shadow. We'll make it a game. You find it first, you get defeat first. I find it first, I get defeat first.
He's over there. He points down the street to the direction the guy had been heading.
Okay, let's go down that way then.
From her perspective, it's not a case of finding, it's a case of catching.
Alright, let's catch him then.
So you guys make your way along, and I'm going to want a Dex stealth roll.
Fair enough. I do not have any stealth, so I will just take the -1 penalty.
Uh, what's your athletics?
My athletics is 3.
Okay, use your athletics, but at a +2 difficulty.
Okay. 6 to 8.
She manages okay.
I do like 1.
The same here. You're able to keep from making too much noise as you're following this guy, but you're not able to sneak up on him just yet. You just make sure that you sneak along without knocking any of the shingles off or making him look around.
Fair enough.
You can't get closer than about 10 feet to him just yet, but he hasn't noticed you.
Okay. Is he still doing the jumping from rooftop to rooftop thing?
Well, it's not so much jumping because you're on a terraced street.
It's more like just, walking, making sure the right steps are taken.
Yep.
Okay,
Because the
is there
houses are
incident?
right next to each other, they're connected. There is no gaps between the roofs. He's just walking along this roof. Every so often he peers down over the side as if looking to see if one of the windows is ajar.
Okay. Fair enough. Um, so tell me real quick. The power of celerity. Its quickness, it does not necessarily give a panting, more of a swiftness, right?
Yep.
Okay. Can I use this point of celerity to just quickly come from and nab him?
Yes, you can. But
Right?
you will need to make a Dex Athletics roll not to fall off the roof when you're running on it.
I'm good with that.
But that's a standard one, not a plus difficulty.
Yeah, fair enough. 6 plus 1. Basically, just gonna grab in here. I'm gonna put my hand over his mouth as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this was fun.
And she's like just behind you. She's followed you like a duckling. She doesn't have nearly as many successes. Well, she does have quite a lot of successes, but she's got 4 and you've got 6, so she won't have been like right there. But it's clear that she has definitely picked up that particular gift.
It's like, ooh, nice. Now, as I have the man with I'm going to turn around and present the thief unto him, unto the childer. So we'll just take the material or scarf-like stuff and just pull it down to reveal the nice neck and jugular her.
She's gonna hold her finger up to her lips to and looking at this guy. Shh. You'll wake up the children, she says, pointing down towards the roof. As he's struggling and trying to call out for help.
It's like, I'm liking this. This was a good night. Feed.
She's going to take a handkerchief out of her pocket and scrub the guy's neck slightly. While you're holding him still, she's just going to wipe his neck. And then she's going to bite down.
Right. Just tell me when he, stop fidgeting so much.
Well, he'll stop fidgeting almost immediately because kiss.
Fair enough. Oh, 1 second. Okay. So I'm gonna sort of take stock and just sort of watch how she reacts to having her fill, having the. Do you feel it? Do you feel the adrenaline? Do you feel the thrill of the hunt as it just vanishes from this body and enters your soul?
She's going to wait until she's finished drinking, which will be about 3 blood points. Enough that he is looking not that good right now. But not enough that he actually needs... it's clear that something has happened to him, but he doesn't drastically need medical help.
Fair enough.
And she's going to look at Close and she's going to look at you and go, doesn't go into your soul, goes into your belly.
Semantics. The sire will go ahead and lay the body on the roof. Is it like a slanted roof?
Yep.
So if I let him go, he's gonna fall off, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay. It's like, I totally want to drop this guy, but I don't want to at the same time. That's kind of a dick move.
Yep, because you're like 3-4 stories up.
Wow. It's like, okay, is it like a convenient alleyway somewhere, or at least a dark alleyway?
The street's pretty dark this time of night.
Okay. So,
Especially the back street, because they've got like the main front and then they've got the back, which is a very narrow alley before you get the next set of houses.
Okay. To the back street as we slowly make sure this guy is sort of, I sort of put him on my shoulders, sort of like arms right down on the front, and just sort of holding him like this. Now, he says, climbing down a bit, why is this man still alive? I ask you, dear child.
Because of the 8th commandment.
Thou shalt not kill?
Yes.
Well, we can certainly do it that way, but there are many of our kind that would simply, lose it completely and just drain this sucker dry. Alright, so I ask you again, why is this man alive?
Do you not want him to be alive?
No, I prefer the vessels be alive, because in all my hearts and contingencies, he's a dead body no longer produces the wine.
So why do you ask?
I wanted to see how you would respond.
As I said.
You are going to have a very, very funny requiem. As Sinwen goes ahead and finally lands on the ground and plops him against a stoop or a door. He's going to have a very, very funny memory tomorrow, I bet.
Mm-hmm. So, why do you not want Sir Chant to be my godfather?
Would you prefer him to be your godfather?
She shrugs.
Sir Trent is a silly, silly, silly man. Oh, and there's also the possibility that he could just, upchuck and try to kill me.
He might.
Indeed, he might, and he would have every. No, he wouldn't have every right. I, the, I would be understandable if he tried to attack me, but there is also something else he does not. Well, maybe he does understand it, but something that knowledge I will impart to you now. We are a line of very, very strong soldiers and fighters. We are. We surpass the limitations of even even undead limitations we can surpass. Oh, what we can surpass is far more than anyone would really realize. It makes us scary. It makes them scared of us. It makes them scared to anger us. And we have a very fine trigger.
And yet you do not have the ability of accepting damage as readily.
Indeed, this body is resilient to the knives, to the arrows, to the clubs of the many mortal attacks. And as I could show you, that jump, that jump we just did, not many people can also make that same jump.
Yes.
Now imagine you take someone, you take them, and you throw them across the city.
But some would find it easier landing than you would.
Exactly. There are some that do take more damage less than us. That is a fails. That's part of the game. It's the equalization of sides, a balancing of sorts, a balancing of curses, really.
You and I are different.
Different in thinking, different in physique, or different in gender, because we're definitely different in gender.
She'll smile slightly.
You know what? Just this night was worth it. Just this night, here and now, was worth it.
You still need to come up with a name.
You wouldn't happen to know where I could find a book of baby names, would you?
In a bookshop?
Fair enough. I could call you Athena.
She'll shrug.
You have wisdom. I'm not calling you. I'm not calling you Zeus's wife because that was a terrible idea. I'm not doing that. That's a terrible idea. Hera. I'm not calling you Hera. That's a terrible idea.
She's just looking at you, waiting to see what you're going to do next.
It's like fair enough, fair enough. That was an interesting distraction. Not the lesson I was going to tell you, but again, could you do that like every other night or every night? Could you or would you do that just to feed yourself?
I think I would.
You would?
I
You
think
would
I
like
would
doing that?
do otherwise. Because if you had not been there, Then he would have woken the children.
Is this an orphanage?
No, there's a family that lives there.
You know anything about the family?
The children were asleep and they were dreaming. I think there were 3.
You think?
I think.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You have a very active imagination. Hmm. Would you like to learn a different way how to hunt?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to... we're going to play a game called Bait. Now, again, this is part of the... Again, remember back to the couple. How you inspire... How I told you can inspire that, that want, that need, that lust, that joy. All those different confusing feelings.
She nods.
Now, what you can do is go out to the street, find someone, some poor idiot or poor soul, that's so down and out on himself, that just does not give 2 shits about the world. Well, it's someone who is already, well, depressed, or even not even depressed actually, someone lonely, someone that's by themselves. Then you go ahead and spark that in them. Spark that want in them of yourself. Beckon them, call them to you, while you edge ever so slowly back into this darkened alleyway. And from there, you follow their minds, close their thinking mind and activate their more primitive instincts. And then you feed, and then you feed upon them, and again they will lose not every memory, but they will confuse what has happened with something else.
I don't think I have that.
Fair enough.
But I might be able to do something else.
Show me what you can do.
Let's go this way.
Alright, we're going this way now.
And she's going to head down to where a pub is busy kicking out. And there's a bunch of people. And they're all kind of dispersing with various different attitudes. And you can see one of them is looking at the... One of them seems to have managed to hook up with someone else and is being watched with quite a bit of jealousy by someone else.
Cinnamon just sort of sit back a moment, and he's got this weird little grin on his face. It's just, he wants to watch.
And Cassandra is going to walk over, approaching this person that looks incredibly jealous of this couple. And she's going to focus on him for a moment. And then it looks just for a moment like he's about to surge forward and attack this other person. Looks like he's about to do that. He's just and she'll stand in his way and she'll murmur something quietly to him that you don't quite catch. And this huge grin will go across his face. And She's gonna tug him by the hand towards where you're presumably hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy is coming with her quite willingly, and with rather a lot of groping.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As the young man will eventually come to the dark alleyway, there's some hands on his shoulders as the voice comes in very deep and low. As my daughter, you're groping. As Sinbin will take 1, 2 points. 3 points actually. Yeah, that sounds like a good trade. 3 for 3. Prof's man up against the not too far away from the other man we did this to. The man looks looks at the child and says, "That was good. That was very good."
I only looked at what was already there.
Mm. You want to look at what was already there. Interesting. Fair enough. As long as you. Okay, okay. That's a good lesson. Now that you know how to do it. Now, do you know where you can do this at?
She shrugs.
Okay, okay. A little bit of geography lesson, or at least a political, geographic environment that we are living in right now. Someone points down to the nicer districts, pointing somewhere along the lines. Okay, further down that way, that belongs to the knight and lord that owns the city. Don't go there, or because they will probably kick you out, and if you feed for anyone, that's going to cost us a big penalty. Don't do that. Sort of pointing out, and he points out generally where he thinks the other domains are. Are, are these are all claimed by knights and lords, or counts, or duchesses, or
Um,
baronies.
north of the north of Prince's Street, there is basically just you and Sir Trant.
Okay, okay,
Most of everyone else, almost everyone else, is south of Prince's Street in the nicer areas.
okay. So I'm basically pointing at down south, the south areas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go south of the street. That's pretty much where all the rich people are. And we have to contend with a lot more land. Although they do not understand that we actually have the better feeding spots. We have more opportunities to go. We have a lot bigger field to till. Now, I owned, and I point down on back way far, or that first building, that first bar, and some of the extra sheets around there. So if you're around there, you're pretty much safe and easy to go. Oh, as if honey drink. Away from there, you're kind of on your own, and that's pretty much where everyone else can feed anyway. So be mindful when you're trying to do that, because you'll get competition. Points over for Atlantis. And that's over there is Sir Trant's place.
The better feeding spots might be over here, but they know that too.
Exactly. I've talked with some of the other people all about cordoning off a lot more, like a bigger chunk of this area for us. Well, yeah, for us. I'll include you and us, because you're us. If that makes any sense.
Of course I'm us. You're my mother.
And you're my lovely, insane daughter. Now, that way you've shown me how you feed. I'm not going to ask you how you did it. I'm pretty sure you already know how you did it. And then, well, to be honest, I'm not really sure how you did it, but I don't have to know. All I have to know is that you can feed yourself.
It is easier together. For both of us.
Would you like to do this again sometime? Or for the next few nights?
She'll nod.
I'd like that too, actually.
It is important to be able to feed yourself, but that does not mean that it is not easier to sit down to a nice family meal.
We will have many, many family meals. Some days I will be, well, actually a lot of the days I will be previously engaged trying to fix something. But a family meal is, I like the idea of the family meal. Makes me almost think makes me almost think that I'm still alive, even though all things point to the contrary.
Just because we are dead does not mean we are also not alive.
Fair
We are
enough.
both.
We are, the Egyptians have the saying for it. It's the thing Osiris, not Set, not Horus. Definitely Ra. Ra's a jackass. Don't talk to Ra. Ra's a dick. But yeah, Underworld. That's where we live now. So, as Sunwind starts off walking a bit, head back to where they came from. Tell me more about the city in the sky.
It just looks like there's all these people with candles up there.
Hmm?
Where do you think the lights come from?
Uh, uh, my mom's always told me they're angels winking.
That is possible. I guess that is how they would get up there. That doesn't mean they can't have candles.
Hmm. Candles and winking. How about that?
They wink at you by candlelight.
Oh, even better. And what is Luna? What is the moon?
The moon is the moon?
Okay, fair enough. So I actually haven't asked you this. What do you think of the people around here?
Rich people.
Um, points at the Fang.
We are dead, and yet we are also alive. We can be both, which most
Okay,
people
okay.
cannot.
Yes, most people would just be dead. But about individual things.
The cat is funny.
Loki? I like Loki. Loki's a good, nice guy. Loki saved my ass, actually. Very strong, very thorough. Would not want to get in a fight with that man.
No. No, that would be a bad plan.
That would be a very bad plan. Agreed.
The other man, who was there when you came to take me from my room,
Hmm.
he's cold.
He is sliding more on the dead than the living side of the dead but living scale.
But he has passion.
That man has passion.
You do not see it.
Fair enough. What about Sir Trent? What do you think of him?
He is kind.
Hmm. and his kindness has led to the theft of the theft of what he would consider his property.
This does not change it.
I'm just trying to impart a lesson. Sometimes being nice gets you hurt.
And yet you
Kindness and
asked
nice.
me.
Sorry, go ahead.
And yet you asked me.
Eh,
When you came to take me, you asked me if I would go.
um, well, I believe in different ideals. Just because I asked doesn't mean I would be nice. Niceties. Being nice, being courteous, being honest are luxuries. They are for the rich and powerful. Well, because if they lose something, they don't lose very much. But when the downtrodden are nice, honest, open, and they get tricked, well, they lose a lot more.
And yet you asked.
Well, I'm a jackass. How about that?
I don't know what donkeys have to do with it.
Fair enough. Okay. Since you're so willing to prod the question, so everyone takes a moment to sort of step back for a moment. What do you think of your creator, of this thing, of this dead thing that gave you a curse?
You are my mother. And God is angry. You shared that anger with me, for good or ill.
Now, imagine if I had not asked you, when you had that same anger inside of you, would you not try to destroy me?
I do not know. Would you have still
Well,
been my mother?
you like uncomfortable questions, don't you?
You asked questions first.
Let me put it this way. If I didn't ask, there would always be a thought in my mind, and whether should I have asked? As would you have gone willingly? And in that reality, that and in that story, I would always be watching you, who carefully timing and whining, carefully taking my time, not fully trusting you. Isn't this story a lot better? One that I can talk to you and trust your ideas?
Yes.
Then
What
it's
would
the
you have done if I said no?
mm, I had already paid for you. I would collect on my payment. I'm
How?
not a nice guy.
You had paid for a child,
Mm-hmm.
not for me.
You were the most. You were one of the most interesting specimens that I had come across in a very long time.
Yes, so you could take your payment, but it would not have needed to be me. So what would
Yes.
you have done?
Well, first I would have to pay off the three men that were already there to keep their silence indefinitely. it would have been a scandal. So, as you see, you actually freed me.
And once you had paid them?
And once I had paid them, I would have to, to be honest, I'd be really angry and pissed off. That door would have protected you, but I would have raged outside that door or to a blood-curdling scream. That's not a very nice answer, I know.
The guards would be dead.
Yes, yes, they would. But you see, that is also part of the, well, some call it one of the blessings things of of this cursed line, the passion. We have passion and then we have funny ideals. We are slaves. We are sometimes slaves to that passion or ideal, and sometimes it gets the better of us.
You should give some of the perfume to that gentleman, the one that came with you.
The cold one or the cat?
The cold one.
Sure. It's not that important now, anyways.
Do you have any other questions?
What time is it?
I don't know.
Hmm. Look up in the sky.
Out of character, it's around 2 in the morning.
Check. Yes. The moon said it's probably not morning just yet. Sun's probably a far ways away. You want to go to the library? Find out a name?
Okay,
That sounds fun. And did you? I really didn't have anything else for this scene.
that's okay. Do you have anything planned if you're in the library? What kind of a thing do you want to look up, or?
Just book of baby names apparently.
Ah, okay. In that case, there the scene shall end with Cassandra and her mother going to the library to pick out a new name